Hi, I'm Kay, field reporter for Think Trees TV. Think Trees TV is the broadcast division of the Manitoba Forestry Association. The channel covers a variety of environmental education topics. Today we're talking about trees. Trees are important because they help provide clean air and water for us, as well as providing food and shelter for wildlife. Since trees can live relatively long lives, they are also called a living laboratory. They can show us the effects of climate change, forest management practices, forest pests, and natural disturbances like fire and floods over time. In order to understand how trees and forests grow, foresters have developed some simple techniques to measure a tree's physical characteristics in order to develop appropriate forest management techniques. This presentation will show you how to determine the tree height and enable you to use that information to calculate the volume of that tree. You can also check out the other two forestry topics on Think Trees TV channel on YouTube, tree diameter and age. As you no doubt remember from math class, to calculate the volume of anything, you need to know its shape. Is it a cone, a cylinder, or a cube? You'll use the appropriate mathematical formula involving height and diameter to calculate the volume. Once you have calculated an individual tree's volume by species, you can combine this information with the forest stand inventories you have to get a good idea about the nature and the management needs of the forest. Height measurements also tell you a great deal about that particular tree's health and growth. To determine the height of a tree, you'll need a clinometer, diameter tape, tape measure, and dichotomous key. Use the tape measure to position yourself exactly 15 or 20 meters from the tree you want to measure. Take a position at that distance that will let you look at the tree without having to look directly into the sun. Hold the clinometer up to your eye with the cord hanging down. The orientation will ensure that the numbers are right side up. Position the clinometer so that you can read the numbers easily. While looking through the eyepiece of the clinometer, look straight up at the tree to determine which scale to use, 1/15th, 1/20th, or percent. Take two readings as you look through the device. For the first, align the visible black line with the top of the tree. Take the second reading by aligning the same black line with the bottom of the trunk at ground level. Record each number. If your eye height is above the root level for the second measurement at the trunk, the second number will be negative. For example, the top number is 9 and the bottom number is -1. To total, then, is 9 minus -1, for a total of 10. Since the clinometer is scale independent, that's to say it works in both feet or meters, the reading we have just calculated, 10, is the total height of the tree in meters, 10 meters. Consult your dichotomous guide to determine the species of tree you're looking at, and based on its species, you can determine the relative health of that particular tree. If you don't have a clinometer, you can also measure a tree using the stick or eyeball method. This method requires a tape measure and a meter stick. A meter stick is preferred because when you hold the stick up, you can grasp it at a point where the distance for the top of the stick to your hand equals the length of your extended arm. This method works best on terrain where you can be on the same elevation or level with the base of the tree. Extend your arm horizontally and grasp the stick at the point at which the length of the stick above your grasp equals the length of your outstretched arm. Walk away from the tree you want to measure to the point at which, when you extend the stick from your arm, the stick just covers the height of the tree. The top of the stick should align with the crown or top of the tree, and the top of your hand on the stick lines up with the base or trunk of the tree at the ground level. Note the location of your feet and measure the distance from your feet to the trunk of the tree. This distance is the height of the tree. There are companion forestry segments like this on the Think Trees TV channel, tree diameter and age. Once you know both the height and diameter of a tree, you can calculate its volume. The volume calculation is featured in the video on tree diameter. Think Trees TV also covers a wide variety of environmental education topics, so have a look at the menu for other segments that may interest you. I'm Kay, reporter for Think Trees TV, and remember, when you're out and about, think trees.